So I'm skipping that question. That's my veto.
Do we have vetoes? Is that a thing? Or is that
Well,
new?
since all the rules are made up, I can make up whatever rule I want.
Okay, well, I get 100 points for listening to the rules.
Yes, you do. And
Okay.
I get 101 for coming up with them. Welcome to Words About Stuff, a podcast where I talk to awesome people about the stuff they love. I'm your host, Amy the Copywriter, and I'm joined by Rick from RAD Studio. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
So this is your second episode on the podcast. I don't know if I've changed anything since the first time. Do you think I have?
I've watched all of your videos except for yesterday's. I think there have been a lot of changes. I think some of the game stuff and the segments that you go through, production value is really high and really good.
All right. Well, I appreciate it because I need to figure out more things. You're the guinea pig for all the things.
That's right.
So we did this one since the beginning, but this podcast is for awesome people by awesome people. So what makes you awesome today?
Awesome today. I woke up the first day after daylight savings shenanigans, and was on time for everything this morning. Got our son to school on time, and just navigating. I usually feel kind of like jet lagged or something the first couple of days after the time changes.
Being on time for anything is a Herculean effort.
Yeah, it's really difficult. You just make it work.
It's also a little bit warmer than it's been the other day. And not liking that. Kind of warm.
Yeah, no, it's almost 70 degrees. It might be now. I tend to wear my coat for a little bit longer than most people just because it's convenient for me having my wallet and my keys there, and I don't have to go searching for them. But I had to wear something lighter today, and so I did that. Broke out the sweater.
I like my boots. Don't have to tie them. Easy to take on and off. I guess it's not boot weather anymore.
But you don't have to tie your sneakers either. Or did I give away a secret?
No, but it's harder to put them on. It's still harder to you can't just pull them up.
Oh, I do.
These lights are getting hot. We'll ignore it. What makes me awesome today?
Yeah, what makes you awesome today?
I was trying to think. Well, I tried to adjust when plans were changing throughout the day.
Yeah, I'm kind of the chauffeur for my mom and my uncle for like the medical appointments. So had a surprise one this morning. So we had to delay the recording of this a little bit, but we're here now.
Everybody's okay. A surprise one makes it sound like something terrible.
Okay. Well, a surprise to me. I'm sure my mom told me a bunch of times, and I don't know, whatever reason it wasn't on my calendar.
I don't know. I'll defend your honor. I don't know if you were told.
Yeah,
but
we'll go with that.
You're able to go with the flow, and that's amazing for you.
Thank you. You too. Good job.
I tried. I did go back to sleep, so that helped. When I'm asleep, I am adjusting to everything perfectly.
I didn't have that luxury, but that's okay.
No, you didn't. I'm sorry for you. You can have a nap later if you want.
No, I'm okay. I think we're through the sleepy part of the day, so gotta take it home.
Okay, fine. I'm not through the sleepy part of the day. I'll take your nap.
I know. Well, you're never through the sleepy part of the day, so
oh, that's all day. Count. Cozy. Yep. And what makes the audience awesome? Do you know?
That they're watching, and that they're about to hit like and subscribe and comment and share to their friends.
That's correct. You're right. Maybe just listening makes them awesome.
No.
Maybe the other stuff is too high of a bar.
No, I'm taking a step forward.
Yeah.
The view is not enough. Hit follow, hit like, or comment.
I was thinking they could comment their favorite comic book character because we will be talking about comic books today. I was trying to think of mine, and I think the only comic book I read has been Dog Man. Is that a comic book?
Sure, it's like a graphic novel comic book. Yeah. I mean, it's drawn in that style, right? It's just like from the point of view of a elementary school age child writing it, right?
Yeah, that's the one. The character writing it is a kid in grade 4.
Yeah,
or something. Harold and George. So I've read all the Dogmans and all the Cat Kid comic clubs, and I think Petey is my favorite character. But I don't think those are the comic books you're talking about. So the only comic books I ever had when I was little was Jurassic Park comic books.
Really? I'm not familiar with them, but do you like Petey or Little Petey?
Regular Petey.
So the original, not the clone.
Right. No,
Oh, okay.
the old one because he has the most growth. He's the Vegeta.
Yeah, I would count that as a comic book character, though. I think the more that people can participate and let in to the community or whatever you want to call it, the better.
I was reading them to our son, or he was reading them to me. People are always saying, like, what book should I have them read? Read whatever they like to read.
Yeah, and that means starting out with just lots of different books from all kinds of genres and subgenres and whatnot, so they can figure out what they like. We're not born knowing what we like most of the time, so you gotta experiment a little bit. Read through different subjects and figure out what you like the most.
That's true for adults too. Try some different
Oh
things
yeah,
once in a
for
while.
sure. You should never be embarrassed to read.
I think one of the ones I liked, what was it? I'm gonna have to ask him what it is, and I'll put the thing here. I Want to Be in a Scary Story by Sean Taylor, illustrated by Jean Julian. But the fonts were different, like the font is big for the monster and it's like little for the narration. That kind of stuff is just fun. And I think comic books do that well.
Yeah, no, they do.
But first, we're going to do the speed round.
Okay.
If you had to eat one food every day, what would it be?
For how long? Rest of my life? One meal?
Eternity. One meal out of the day.
Or if, like, it's the only thing I can eat. Okay, let's see. How about like sushi of some kind? Has a nice little variety to it. Some rice, some vegetables, some meat. Well, salmon, fish, whatever.
Okay, so you're interpreting it as you can go to that whole menu for one meal.
Maybe it's just salmon avocado for the rest of my life. Like the
Oh,
rolls.
okay. You could just have that.
I mean, if we're picking stuff, I think I could pick something like that. I wouldn't want anything sweet or salty because even though I like those kind of things, too much of them stop tasting good and they're probably not nutrient dense and whatnot.
I think that's a good answer.
Thanks.
My answer is nachos, but I already eat those every day.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm being interviewed at a job. Like I always end up like just trying to fill the silence, and I'm just like, yep, that's it. I guess so. I don't know.
That does make for some editing for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta make it more succinct.
No, I meant when we talk over each other, I separate them.
Oh, well, okay. Well, great.
But we do that all the time. Just
Yeah,
talking at
just
the
a little
same
bit.
time the whole time.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Yeah,
Huh?
no, we watched Letterkenny. It's a show, a really good show, Canadian
That
show.
one is from
and
Shoresy, though.
Is it from Shore?
Because you say like,
No, because McMurray and Wayne, they would talk at the same time.
Well, McMurray,
how are you now?
Well, not bad. What good? What are you gonna do? It's every time.
we do this, we're going to
McMurray, what?
oh, you're thinking of
And then he'd
that.
go like, huh?
I'm thinking of when Shoresy asks a question.
And he's like, what?
Huh?
So what happened to handing out the duotangs?
Huh?
Why do they have a PBS file?
We were.
Huh?
Shoresy.
Huh? Don't say what's on the card?
No, just
Huh? For what?
you guys would
Huh?
want.
No, he goes, huh? As soon as you start
Huh?
talking. Okay, well, I'll put both in and the listeners can figure out which one we're doing.
Okay.
We're each doing a different one. Number 2, what's your favorite children's book? Oh, I was already talking about that.
I don't know favorite. I mean, like, asking me favorite anything is like kryptonite. I can't answer because for me it's like, well, favorite during the morning time, favorite at night, favorite comedy, favorite science fiction. I can go on forever. I don't have like a unanimous favorite of anything, but the first book that popped into my head, it's like the fairy tales, but with the Stinky Cheese Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Stinky Cheese Man and other fairly odd stories or something. And it's such a weird like book that breaks the fourth wall. It's really funny. It breaks the fourth wall. It has like Jack and the Beanstalk, Chicken Little, just silly stories. And the Stinky Cheese Man is one of the characters. And spoiler, he gets eaten at the end.
Oh my god, I had forgotten that. You know the first place I saw that book?
No.
I was in 6th grade. No,
Mhm.
maybe 7th. Because 6, 7, 8 was all like the gifted program. We were in like a pod. I don't know. But there was a
Sure.
shelf that was sloped like this, and it had books in it, and the Stinky Cheese Man was in there. So it's like all like David Copperfield, whatever, and Stinky Cheese Man.
That's kind of, yeah, I wouldn't picture them next to each other at the library, but I do remember that book. I had it as a child myself. And I got it at like a Scholastic book fair. Like I remember those as a kid. I grew up in New York City and we didn't always have the nicest stuff, you know. Oh no, like violin. But like I love the book fairs. Like they would transform the cafeteria. I'd go with my mom. You can get like a billion books for like $3 or $4 back then. It was great. And that was one of them. And I remember that one specifically. I don't know why. I just found it really absurd and memorable and funny. And then when we had our son, we ended up, I think, got it on eBay or something. But he loves he didn't like it as much as I did, but you know that happens a lot.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
also plays with narration, and it plays with the font size, and it's doing all of
Yeah.
that. I think for us that was interactive. Like for kids now,
Mhm.
the books actually can beam into their eyes or out loud, or
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
actually interact. For us, that was
sure.
like, oh my god, the margins are different in this. Whoa.
Yeah, the font size is different. At the end of the book, it's spoiler again for like I don't know how old the book is, 40 years old maybe. And at the end of the book, it's like Jack and the Beanstalk, right? And he gets the giant to fall asleep because he just keeps repeating the same story, and it's like the story of the book basically, like all the stories put together, and the font just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and just keeps repeating it, and like eventually it just gets too small to read. It's really memorable, and like you said, it did a lot of things that other books didn't, right? Like it saw margins and all those kind of things and thought like, why not screw with them?
The Stinky Cheese Man book is from 1992.
So yeah, I was like 7.
So not that long ago.
Oh yeah, not that long ago. Just yesterday.
Yeah. It was by John Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. So shout
Yeah,
out to them. And the art was weird. And that's fun.
it was weird. It reminds me of that oh, I don't know. There's a song like it's sad. It's the one like where the house is speaking or something. But like the animations look like that.
Sad?
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, don't listen
dun.
to a word I say.
Yeah, that's it right there. Little Talks is the song and Monsters of Men I think is the band. Because
Oh, I
it's
see.
talking about like you're talking to the house and like the person's gone now and don't be sad and all that.
We'll meet again soon. Though the truth may vary this.
I definitely heard this song. And you're right, I've never seen the video.
But the point was that the the artwork from the book is very similar to the artwork from the music video of that tune.
I put that it's what's your favorite children's book because I knew you can't answer favorites, and neither can I, so I'm skipping that question. That's my veto. I already mentioned Dogman.
I guess, but do we have vetoes? Is that a thing? Or is that
Well,
new?
since all the rules are made up, I can make up whatever rule I want.
Okay, well, I get 100 points for listening to the rules.
Yes, you do. And
Okay.
I get 101 for coming up with them. What this one? A kitchen appliance or gadget that you have found useful.
Refrigerator.
Oh,
It's an appliance, right? Keeps
yeah.
my food cold and only spoiled a little bit. You know, the preservatives do most of the heavy lifting, but whatever.
Now that you've said that, I'm worried that it's gonna stop working. I thought you'd mention one of the million little gadgets.
No, I initially thought, oh, maybe the food scale that I never used to, weigh food. I use it to weigh like packages I ship.
Yeah,
And no cocaine or anything, no drugs. But
no math.
No meth. No, I'd never learned how to make that in chemistry. But no, I think if we're asking like literally any appliance, I think the refrigerator is probably one of the more useful ones. If we're asking for like small knick-knacky ones, I guess my toaster. I kind of need the toaster. I like frozen waffles. I like toast. And I
Oh,
mean, that's not that big of a
utilitarian,
list.
not like
Yeah, it has multiple
air
functions to
fryer.
stuff food in my mouth. No, that's too
Isn't there
much
one of
work.
those?
No, we don't have one of those. But either
Oh,
way, that's too much work. I like anything where I have to like take it apart to clean it. I
George
don't
Foreman
like to
grill.
use it because, and you barely take that apart. But like cleaning that stupid tray and all the anyway. Yeah. So fridge or toaster.
I did like the George Foreman grill, but I did not like cleaning it. So I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly. It made like cooking meat really easy because it cooked both sides or warmed both sides, whatever. But yeah, I hated cleaning it. It's gross.
If anyone wants to clean everything for us, you can. And that leads to the next question. Question 4. What was your first job?
My first job where like I collected a paycheck. Actually, they were both in the same week, so I'm gonna count them both. Um, I worked like one night at a Key Food, maybe 2 nights, in the deli department, making like $4 an hour or something. This is a long time ago. And I don't know how old I was. I was a teenager, and my friend got me the job because his dad was like the deli manager, and he also worked at the grocery store in a different department. The day after I started there, I got a call back from a previous interview at Petland, like Petco or PetSmart, but local, I guess, more to New York. I don't know if they're national or anything, but um, they hired me there, and it was like $8 or something an hour, and I worked there for like a week, so that was good, maybe 2 weeks. So I must have been like 17 or 18 or something, right? Like, and I remember asking the store manager guy, like, he asked me to stay late so he could count money or something, right? And I was like, sure, do I get paid for it? I just, like, kid asking a question. Like, I didn't think, he's like, well, no. He's like, but should I pay you for the time you're like leaning or sitting? I'm like, yes. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
really do that much, and he didn't give us a lunch when he was supposed to. And I mean, like, this is like stuff back then, and I'm sure it happens now still. But yeah, those two were in the same week.
Is that why you left Petland? Did you try to
Yes.
organize a union or you just were like, I'm not coming back?
No, it was just it was working like 10-hour shifts with no breaks at all, like
Yeah.
no 10-minute, no whatever. And fine, whatever. But I was a kid, and it wasn't what I signed up for or expected. And yeah, so I ended up quitting there after like a week or two.
Is it just a New York thing to not give you your breaks? Because when I worked there, we're talking New York City, if anyone's trying to narrow it down. But yeah, I didn't get a lunch break or any other breaks. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in retail a few different jobs. The best one for like breaks and all that stuff was Toys R Us. Like, I only worked there for like a month or two seasonally, but they were on the, you took your break yet? Okay, go. Or if
Yeah.
you did, then fine. Like, they weren't always sweet about it or super accommodating, but they made you take them.
I think that happened at Target when I worked at Target. They were like, you have to take a break. But I think it's because those places were national. Like, they knew they could get sued.
Or they've already had lawsuits and
Yeah.
that way, yeah, I worked at Staples as well, and they did ask me to take lunches sometimes, but I just wouldn't do it because I wanted to earn more money, or who knows, like stupid teenager stuff.
Maybe you wanted to be the best, be the capitalism.
No, I just wanted money. I liked money.
Is it because you would have to clock out for lunch? So you get more money if you
Yeah.
don't?
Well, that, and it was in a neighborhood that I wasn't like super familiar with, and I didn't have a car. And what's the point of working a shitty, retail job that's not paying much and then blowing it all on lunch every day?
So this is the PSA to take your breaks.
Take your breaks, take all of them, harass management for them.
Yeah.
You're entitled to them. Your break starts when you sit your ass down in the break room. Like, don't let anyone, tell you otherwise. If you're doing work, you should be paid.
Yeah. The question, do you want me to pay you when you're here? Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I could be at home.
Yeah. be doing anything else. Don't go to meetings on your days off, like all
Nope.
that kind of stuff. Like set some firm boundaries. At least prolong the burnout that comes with overworking, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal. Prolong it.
Yeah.
This one's the last. It's easy. This is question number 5 if we're keeping track. This is for all the points. What's your lucky number?
33.
Thought you were going to say 13.
Nope.
I lost all the points and you got all the points. I could have lied.
Yeah, no, it's 33. I like 33. Some baseball player had it when I was a kid. I don't even remember now. And then I would always notice in any sport, like people wearing 33. And then when I was in middle school, you know, I was in band and I played clarinet, and my case was from the school. It was number 33. So it's like,
Ooh, the fates.
it's all working. Yeah.
And then when you turned 33, something cool maybe happened? I don't know.
It hasn't happened yet, so I can't tell you.
That's right. You were a kid in 92. You're still, I think
I
that
was
all
a kid
works
in
out.
spirit. Yeah, math works.
You survived the speed round. You win the speed round. And just before we get into the main topic, this episode is brought to you by Banned Books. No one should tell you what you can and can't read. Can you think of any good reason to ban a book? Because I can't. If the book is awful, people won't read or buy it. Or only awful people will. And that's good information for the rest of us to have. I guess a reason to do it would be to keep people afraid, to limit their access to ideas, stories, and perspectives that are different from their own. I mean, I know Nazis were a big fan of burning books. That's interesting. You really can't have an effective, scapegoated group of others if they're humanized in entertainment and books. So I thought we'd take a look today at some of the most frequently challenged and banned books for the US and Canada. And surprise, surprise, they're often stories from marginalized communities. Who could have guessed? So let's take a look at the ALA, American Library Association. These were the top 10 most challenged books of 2024. All Boys Aren't Boys by George M. Johnson. And the challenge was that there was LGBTQIA content. Don't forget to clutch your pearls, everyone. And it was claimed to be sexually explicit. I'm going to give you a spoiler that 50 Shades of Grey is not on this list. It was not challenged or banned. Nor do I think it should be, but a little perspective, perhaps. Number 2, Genderqueer, a memoir by Maya Kobe. LGBTQIA content. Claimed to be sexually explicit. Right. You might see a theme here. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. There are depictions of assault, SA. Depictions of incest, claimed to be sexually explicit. Equity, diversity, and inclusion content. Hoo-wee. So if we don't allow people to tell their own stories, or tell stories inspired by their own stories, or tell stories about things that happen in real life, what are we doing? Okay, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Claimed to be sexually explicit, LGBTQIA content, depiction of assault, depiction of drug use, profanity. Okay, people. Tricks by Ellen Hopkins. Claimed to be sexually explicit. Looking for Alaska by John Green. Claimed to be sexually explicit. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. Claimed to be sexually explicit, and it has profanity in it, you guys. A book adults can read with profanity in it? Crank by Ellen Hopkins. Sexually explicit, depiction of drug use. Sold by Patricia McCormick. Claimed to be sexually explicit. Depiction of sexual assault. Yes. I would assume that story is in this book. We can't pretend those stories don't happen. Flamer by Mike Curato. LGBTQIA content claimed to be explicit. You get the idea. 15 frequently banned and challenged books in Canada. This is from Penguin Random House Canada. The Handmaid's Tale. I wonder why people wouldn't want you to hear this story and know about it. It's a TV show now, but it had profane language, anti-Christian overtones, violence, and sexual degradation. So it's interesting that those things can happen, and the Supreme Court can make decisions about how women's bodies get to access healthcare, but we couldn't have a story about it. I'm getting upset. Okay, Such Is My Beloved, Underground to Canada, Barometer Rising. This one's interesting because the person or people who tried to get this banned, they objected to the vulgarity and language used, and later admitted to not having read it. Of Mice and Men, The Wars, The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz, The Diviners, Persepolis. I might have said that wrong. Persepolis. Snow Falling on Cedars, His Dark Materials, The Golden Compass book. And some interesting statistics about censorship. It's not necessarily in the places you would think only, right? It's everywhere. California had 17 attempts to restrict access to books. New York had 7, and Texas had 7. Books are not the only thing being attacked by orchestrated campaigns. Now we have the internet, right? So groups can make campaigns. They're not just one person yelling at the sky who challenges books. You can see here, parents, 16%. But 10% is elected officials in the government. This is for the United States. Pressure groups and board administrations. This is a tongue twister. Total titles targeted by pressure groups and decision makers. So it used to be lower. And look now. Interesting. This chart going up at the same time some other charts are going up. Public libraries are bearing the brunt of this. Make sure you support them. School libraries as well. Schools and higher education. So it's in your backyard. And what can we do about it? There's Banned Book Week. It's October 5th through 11th. It's to bring attention to the fact that you should be able to read whatever you want to read, and you should be able to write your story. I thought there was a First Amendment around here somewhere. The other thing you can do is unite in your community. I'll put the link in the show notes, but uniteagainstbookbans.org. There are ways to report censorship. You can guide meetings, or you can just spread the word about what's going on. And maybe some of these authors can get more reads because they were put on this ban list. Wouldn't that be lovely? And now back to the episode. What was your first exposure to comics? Or when do you remember first seeing them?
As long as I can remember, comics have been around. My mom's brother, my uncle, collected comics and still does a little bit, but he had like a closet full, like thousands of comic books. I didn't really read them. He did, and I honestly didn't really care about comic book stuff until the MCU, really. I thought going in to watch Iron Man that it was stupid, and like Iron Man's a C-level hero in my head. Like, why are they making a movie about him? And 11 years later, I'm still watching all those movies, and the interest in the movies bled into the interest in the comics, and I'm glad I gave it another chance. But like the first comic books I remember having like some kind of Disney comics. I think it was Scrooge McDuck. We had a corner store. Like I said, I grew up in New York City, and there was a bodega, and they would sell sometimes like 2 comics in a pack, but they were like indie comics. And back then, indie stuff was like not held in the same regard as it is now. Now people, or it feels like people can see the value of independent, comic books, video games, whatever. But back then they were kind of like the throwaway things. I remember having some of those, and first one I remember liking and getting my own copy of, which is before the MCU, so it kind of negates what I said earlier, but The Death and Return of Superman. I remember reading that and thinking, wow, that's so cool. Like this character, I'm like 8 or 7 or however old I was at the time. Like, he's dead. Like, he's never died before. Like, what the hell?
And what do you love about them? The story, the art, all of it?
I honestly, some of the characters have existed for so long that you could just spend the rest of your life reading, and popular characters like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman, like they've had multiple different runs, like concurrent series going on, so there's always something to read. I I do like some of the stories or most of the stories in comics, but they can be a little out there, a little silly sometimes. But definitely like the artwork too is something I like now, and I'm more aware now of like who's drawing the comics, who's writing them, and I think that's pretty cool too. But I've loved the artwork for a long time. Um,
So if you're saying they have multiple storylines at once or whatever, and you bought like independent ones, there'd be like 2 in a pack. Does that mean those independent ones were like one-off stories, or did you have like the middle of a story and you never get to know what happens?
yeah, we just random, just like issue 70 of whatever. It was frustrating because you could, even if you ended up liking the independent comic, finding it back then, at least for me, was difficult. Yeah, I was just a kid who would go to the store. I didn't really go to comic shops back then or anything like that. So, um, yeah, I even remember having the Turok the dinosaur hunter. Like there was a video game. I remember having a comic of that of him before it was the video game. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, a lot of the time incomplete series, just one a one off for you, but not for the story. Um,
Did they
but
end though? Like say I'm reading part of Absolute Superman. Like at the end of the first part, is there an end or is it a cliffhanger?
it depends on how they're selling, I think, or if there's controversy around a writer or an artist. But for the most part, uh, the runs don't end. They just like move to a new writer or a new artist.
And I mean like the actual like one that you buy.
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to think of it in terms of TV shows, right? Each
Oh,
episode
it's a
can end or
serial.
not.
Yeah, no, these are it's like serialized, right? Like consecutive. You can have one story arc spanning multiple issues. I tend to buy them, in like omnibus or whatever, like a graphic novel form, so they don't have to have individual issues. So they're usually collections of like 6 issues or 12 issues or more,
So in
depending.
terms of TV, you're waiting for the season to be over and then you're buying the season.
Me, yeah, I buy the box sets essentially.
But other
Buying the
people might
box
be
set.
watching every week.
And buying individual issues or monthly or whatever the time frame is of that specific comic.
Did there used to be like delivery systems or something? Like you get a comic book every week?
I think Marvel did something like that early on. Like I know there was some kind of Marvel club, um, but as much as I know about it is from reading Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
they had this like Ask the Editor kind of section at the end, and I mean this is before I was born, so knowing what actually came of it, yeah, I don't. I think you could have a subscription to certain comics back then. I don't know about now. I'm sure you can now, but a lot of people like the experience of going to the comic shop or
That's
Comic
what
Con or
I've
whatever.
heard. The few people I know who like used to buy, they would go to the comic store, they would buy a comic and they would bring it home. And like there wasn't as much like now we want to see the whole story and we don't want to miss something. But back then it seems kind of like, well, I got this one.
Yeah, I mean it's like any other like art form or medium, but I guess it does relate well with TV shows or series or whatever.
Because there are
Um,
types of shows where it doesn't matter, right? Like CSI, you can watch any episode of CSI and it's going to start and end.
I think some comics are like that or were like that.
Yeah.
I think now for the most part they are part of a larger story. Um, and there's lots of crossover because people like that. Fans like the crossover stuff, right? Like it's exciting seeing more than one of your favorite, superheroes or whatever characters
Yeah.
meet, or fight together or against each other or both or whatever. So the shared world concept of all the superheroes, I wasn't always adhered to back then. And there are limited runs too, like an 8 issue run of whoever. Like you'll see that a lot more for side characters or even villains, like Bane. It could be either or, but honestly, it's usually like part of a story now. Like modern TV shows. Like you're not just turning on TGIF and watching Full House and you've only seen one episode this season, but everything still makes sense because nothing changes.
Yeah.
It's more like there's an ongoing story, typically.
Maybe that's the difference in how you can buy the stuff now. Like you can now for
Yeah.
sure get every part of it and buy it and get it. You have access to it. So it could have a prolonged story. And back then,
Yeah,
maybe you had to
yeah.
be able to jump in and out.
Yeah, I mean, the sensibilities and storytelling have changed, and I'm sure there are people who study what does well and what doesn't, and they can probably base stories based on that or make decisions based on that.
There's
Right?
a little diversion before the main topic because I'll share my screen. For audio listeners, it says pick a door and there's 3 doors, 1, 2, and 3. And when you told me what you wanted to talk about, there are 3 different comics you wanted to talk about.
Sure.
I thought, let's play that game where there's 3 doors and you pick a door. And it turns out I've
Okay.
never seen that show in my life.
Right.
And I don't understand it even now.
Wasn't that on The Price is Right as well?
Maybe as a mini
Or was
game.
there like a whole show that was like pick a door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
don't
and
remember
it
that.
turned into later, let's make a deal,
Okay.
I think. So I got stuck in a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
How do I explain this? Okay, so I think it became Let's Make a Deal. Is that the one where they dressed up?
Maybe Let's Make a Deal too. I
No,
don't-
then that's not called that. What's
that's
the
where
one?
they would give them like cash and stuff. Like if they had 2 quarters in their purse, we'll give you like,
Yes.
you know,
What's
however
that one?
much. I think it is Let's Make a Deal, but I don't remember if they dressed up or not though.
So what's the one with the suitcases?
That's
Deal or No Deal? I asked
Deal or
you,
No
but
Deal,
apparently
yeah.
asking you was how I needed to access my own memory about it. Okay. Deal or No Deal is what I thought I was talking about before, and that's not it. Let's throw that away. Let's Make a Deal. That's the one where weird shit is happening and you just like get money for some reason, right?
yeah, it was always like, do you have like a Tootsie Roll in your purse?
Now you get to play and you could win
Yeah.
a something if you quack like a duck or yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
So that's what the show is now. Let's Make a Deal.
Mhm.
Before it was called also Let's Make a Deal, but it was Canadian.
Okay.
And the host was named Monty Hall.
I've heard of Monty Hall.
Right. And I thought I knew this. I guess it was like my genetic memory as a Canadian, this 3-door game.
Yeah.
But I looked into it and I don't know how it works and I've never seen it. There's 3 doors.
Okay, 3 doors.
We're going to
Down.
play this actual game and then we'll play the game where we talk about the main topic. So pick
Sure,
a
no
door.
problem.
I've now learned how to do this.
I pick number 1.
Okay, so you picked door number 1.
Wait, well, maybe number 3.
Okay, so which door do you want to pick?
Well, I like how number 1 looks better, but I like the number 3 better. Let's
For
go with
audio
1.
listeners, 1 is red, 2 is a glass
One
door.
is like a French door, right? Like two doors to swing
Yep.
in, and the second one is a glass door. Reminds me of like a bank or something in the city. Which
So you're avoiding
and
that
number
one.
3 is just like a normal door painted green with a gold doorknob.
Yes. So we're gonna play this in 3 rounds. So don't feel too.
Sure. So
too
we're
much
gonna get
pressure.
all the doors, right? So let's just go with 1. How about that?
Which one?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Final
so
answer.
you don't you dare get near that microphone.
Okay.
Number 1 is the door you picked. So here's what the host does now. The host says, "Ooh, you picked number 1. Excellent." Whatever. I'm gonna open door number 3. Ah, boo! There's a goat behind door number 3. So you've picked door number 1. There's still door number 2. There's a prize behind
Something
1
cool.
and a goat behind the other. Do you want to switch doors or stay with door number 1?
I do remember. I'm pretty sure like Price is Right or somebody had this game too. I'm gonna stick with number 1 though.
You're gonna stick with number 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, and friends, let's see what's behind door number 1. How did you already win the game?
I had a feeling that you were gonna mess with number 3 because I do pick 3 for a lot of things. So
33.
know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you won that
33.
round.
hmm
Okay, do you know apparently there's a statistical thing about this game, whether you
Mhm.
swap or you don't swap.
Okay.
Do you have a feeling about which gives you a better chance to win?
Not swapping.
Okay. Let's
That's
go to
my
the next
guess. I don't
one.
know.
Pick a door.
Ah, it's the same. uh, Well, now let's pick number 3.
Okay, so you're picking number 3. I need to remind myself which door has okay, you picked number 3.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open a different door.
Number 1
right?
or 2. Right.
I'm gonna open I hope I don't mess it up. There's a goat behind number 2. So you picked 3. It's either behind 3 or 1. Do you stay or do you switch?
Oh, this is a new segment, right? It's not the same segment, so I'll go with number 3. Wait, you know what? Hold on a second. Number 1.
You want to switch?
No, I can't. I can't change it because you already unveiled one of the doors. Oh, but you do ask though. No. Let's stick with 3. This
3?
is what neurodivergence looks like. Sure, let's go with 3. I'm a winner no matter what, right?
I'm trying to think of that scene from The Princess Bride.
So I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
You're trying to trick me into giving away something.
Yep.
We're
let's
going
go with
3.
number 3.
How did you win again?
Oh man,
Oh my god.
is there another one? Because I bet number 2 is not the trophy.
So there is another one. And I was going to explain to you the probability. But the probability is that switching is the way to win.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. And staying, if you stay, you have a 1/3 chance of winning. And if you switch, you have a 2/3 chance of winning.
But that's just over time on the show, or
That's with math. Like I watched a whole video about it. I might put the video in here.
so
It's really
it has
interesting.
something to do with like the psychology of it or whatever.
Sort of. I thought it did too. So here, I'll just show you this part. So there's the doors, right? And at first they each have a 1/3, right? Because you don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then when the host
equal
reveals
chance.
one, you would think you have a 50-50 shot. But it's
You
not.
still have the 1/3, right?
So the way it works is you can tell I was like I'm super interested in this.
I see
Okay.
A, B.
So if you have chosen door A and you were right,
Mhm.
staying makes you win, right?
Sure.
But if you had chosen A and it wasn't, staying makes you lose. I think this one showed it to me the best. So if you picked this door, 1/3 chance you win, 2/3 that you should switch it. So 1 out of 9? What is this? 3 out of 9? What's that fraction? 1 out of 3?
1 out of 3, yeah.
And then
same rate.
how many is this? 6 out of 9?
Mhm.
2 out of 3?
Yep.
I'm going to
So,
put the
yeah,
video
I
in
see.
so people can understand, but I think you
Okay.
already understand.
I mean, I get it on like a surface level, I suppose.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, when it's presented this way, it makes sense.
It
But
does, but I don't. They said that the thing about it is that it feels wrong. Our gut tells us it should still be 50-50 once they open the door.
That's ironic because I want to switch all the time, but that's because I don't know why. Like my inclination would be to pick a different one.
Yeah.
So I said when you asked me that I thought I should say the opposite, like I should stay because but it was right, but not for why.
Well, it's
Or it was
right.
wrong. It was wrong. Yeah.
You beat the odds in that you won doing the thing that had the lower odds.
Right. So these were 2 examples of the 1/3 working instead of the 2/3.
Yes. So let's see. You want to try it one more time, or you want to keep your
I'm
streak?
I'm gonna go with number 1.
Okay, you're picking door number 1.
Yeah, fuck number 2.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open door number 3.
Oh.
Door number 3 is a goat. Are you gonna
Okay,
switch or
so-
stay?
Well, YouTube tells me to switch, but I'm gonna stay against all odds.
You're gonna stay with 1?
Yep.
You sure?
I feel like I'm reading you more than I'm reading the puzzle. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see.
Goat.
Oh, false sense of security. There was no way you would do that. Why?
What? I put it I put it behind
thought you
1,
would pick
3,
one
and
of the-
2.
Oh, you got me there.
I mean, you won 2 out of 3.
Define the odds. 1/3 at a time.
So as you can tell, we got carried away and yapped too long to fit into a single episode. Join us next week for part 2, where we talk about Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, and Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Until then, follow Rick at RAD Studio _ on Instagram and Threads, or visit his website, radstudioart.com, to see some awesome art. We end every episode with an exceptional outro that I haven't thought of yet. Until then, we're stealing this time. As Jarvis
And Jordan.
of the Sad Boys podcast always say, we love you.
And we're sorry.